What are the percentages for the Habs to get Demidov at 5, to get Lindstrom at 5? If neither of them are available, do you think they go Sennecke over Iginla? A lot of hypotheticals there, but I think, Demidov, I might have been a little over, I think I was a little overconfident in Demidov's view, in my view of Demidov in my last podcast, where I thought, you know what, he probably won't be there at 5. It's possible. It's certainly possible, especially because there could be a run on defenseman right at 2, 3, 4, 5. You really don't, you don't know. Well, it wouldn't be 5 if it's the Habs, but 2, 3, 4, and then all of a sudden you do have the options of Lindstrom, Demidov, Sennecke, Iginla, Cayden, all those players. I think that, Kent Hughes has been vocal about wanting a forward. So Demidov, I think it's probably 50-50 that he's there at 5. Those are pretty good odds. And then I think for Lindstrom, I think it's more likely that he could be available in that, like, as a 60-40. I wouldn't put it past the Anaheim Ducks to continue bolstering the forward group that they have. Even though he's a center, you could move him to the wing in that group. But, I think that the Ducks have some clear needs on the defensive side of the game. And so I wonder if they'll go that way. So I think that there's a really good chance that either Demidov or Lindstrom are available at 5, and there's a decision to be made by the Habs there. If they're both gone, and I think that's the least likely scenario in this case, I think there's growing smoke about Sennecke over Iginla. I think that there's the size factor with Sennecke. I think you also look at the way that he played in the postseason, the heaviness of his game that he can bring, the feistiness, the skill with that size that he has. How well he played in the postseason has really impacted his draft stock. It was unfortunate that he was injured and we didn't get to see him play in the OHL championship against London. But I think there's a lot of smoke growing that Sennecke has bust into that top tier. We talked about tiers in the draft last week. I had Sennecke right on the fringe of that draft, I think, for a lot of teams. And based on what I'm hearing in terms of what's out there, it is not out of the question that he goes 5 to the Habs. They might like him. We're starting to hear that buzz as well. And certainly the Habs have done things that have been a little out of the ordinary at times as well. So very interesting question, and hopefully a satisfying answer, because I do think that one of Lindstrom or Demidov, there's a good chance they're going to be there.